Oh, I love this show. Keep it on.
Only for a couple of minutes. The Yesterday Show comes on at 5 and I have to watch it. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I'm your host, Jeff Foxworthy, and today we have Miss Margaret Smith, all the way from Orlando, Florida, here on our show today. Welcome, Margaret.
Oh, please, call me Maggie. Jeff, I'm beyond excited to be here today.
Okay, Maggie, let's meet your opponent. Here we have Kimmy, all ready to go up against you.
Good luck. You're going to need it.
Time to start the show. What category are you choosing, Maggie?
Fifth grade history, please.
Great choice. Why did the founders of the Constitution think freedom of religion was so important?
I don't think they liked religion.
Are you ready to lock that in?
I don't know, I guess so.
Now let's hear from Kimmy.
Actually, Maggie, most early pilgrims came to the colonies to avoid being persecuted because of their religion. Therefore, the founders thought freedom of religion was important since it was what the original pilgrims were seeking. Also, in the 16th and 17th century, there was a major Protestant Reformation. This was causing war and civil strife to break out across the country. The founders were afraid that a difference in religion would cause problems within their own country.
Well, Kimmy's answer is very much correct, Maggie. You now have one strike. 3 strikes and you're out, Kimmy. It is your turn to choose a category.
I would like to choose first grade Constitution, Jeff.
Explain the difference between the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause.
I'm ready to answer.
Well, you go right ahead.
The Establishment Clause prevents the government from requiring citizens to practice a particular religion, while the Free Exercise Clause allows people the freedoms of practicing whatever religion they like.
How about you, Kimmy? What do you have to say?
I have to agree with Maggie. She put it best herself.
Well, that is great because you are both correct. What is the next category?
Can I choose third grade religion?
Of course. Your question is, are there any limitations on the free exercise of one's religious practices?
Well, I guess so, because there always has to be some limitations.
So are you locking in yes as your answer?
Yes, I am.
And your answer, Kimmy?
I said yes as well.
Again, you are both correct. Don't worry, it's just the fire.
No, there shouldn't be limits on exercising religion. We have a separation of church and state for a reason.
I have no idea what any of this means.
There have to be some limitations. What is going to happen when one religion tries using their religious practices to harm other people or to force religion onto each other?
Whatever, enough of this. Isn't your show about to start anyways?
Oh yeah, quick, turn on the Yesterday Show, hurry.
Ugh, okay.
Welcome to the Yesterday Show, where we look at the past and see how it affects our future. I'm your host, Dan Handsome.
And I'm Marie Calendars. Today we're looking at due process. What is it and how does it affect you? So Dan, what exactly is due process?
Well, Marie, but due process is the process everyone goes through when they're accused of a crime. The system is the same for everyone, so that people's rights are not abridged.
Fascinating. And if I'm not mistaken, due process is guaranteed by the 5th and 14th Amendment.
That's correct. It's a safeguard from unnecessary denial of life, liberty, or property by the government outside of what the law allows.
The 14th Amendment can empower the federal government to stop discrimination from the government, but not privately. This means that in cases of police discrimination, it can be looked into by judges, but your racist neighbor is your own problem until they become dangerous.
In fact, earlier this week, I caught wind of a school police officer who was caught on camera dragging an African-American student by her hair and throwing her across the classroom when she refused to leave for being disruptive.
Wow, that's some harsh stuff, Dan. It reminds me of another instance of officer abusing students caught on camera. Apparently, there has been another recent incident where 2 officers were videotaped attacking and choking a student. This has been described as cruel and unusual punishment, which is prohibited in various due process laws. So, I ask you, viewers, obviously this is a bit of an extreme, but should minors have the same due process laws as adults?
Of course they should have the same due process rights as adults.
Oh hush, you're just a child, you don't know.
No, she's right. It is completely unfair to deny the rights that everyone deserves in a criminal accusation to people because of their age or by any other grouping.
Exactly. If I do not have my due process rights, then I could live with a consequence from a crime I was falsely accused of for the rest of my life.
I guess you guys have a point. It seems unfair for someone earning more rights just by them living longer.
Thank you.
Okay, seriously though, Friday Night Live is about to start and I'm gonna miss it if we don't stop talking soon. Change the channel.
Okay.
Welcome back to Friday Night Live. I'm your host, Betsy Heights, and we are live from San Francisco for the Founding Fathers Special. Tonight we have a very special guest, Alex Rivers from Washington, D.C. Let's give a warm welcome to Alex.
How dare you try to limit the freedom of speech to certain times? It is one of the main reasons we left, isn't it?
Yes, I guess you do have a point. But what if something terrible happens and we have to limit it? Then what do?
We inform the people and get through it as one nation under God, obviously.
I see both your points on this, but I kinda am gonna have to side with my man's Alex here. I feel like we should give freedom of religion, speech, and assembly under all circumstances. Should not be limited.
Okay, guys. But what if a public speaker commits it in an act of violence? Then what happens? Or what if that's okay, but then just a random colonist screams, "Fire, fire," in the middle of a town? Then what?
I still think freedom of speech should be given regardless, according to the federal papers that, yours truly wrote.
Well, I guess we better finish writing this. 2-1. Sorry, TJ.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. Tune in next week when we will be having Abraham Lincoln come in and tell us about his upcoming trips to Ford's Theater with Martha.
I don't want my speech limited.
Oh, shut it, Dad. There can't just be a free-for-all. There has to be limits on things. It's not crazy.
That is true. Sometimes people's words can put others into danger, and that should not be allowed.
You've got a point, but do you know what I noticed?
What?
Yeah, what?
There's been a lot about the United States government on the television today. Kinda strange.